friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Amanda. I'm really excited to be bringing this video to you today. It's actually part of an open collab hosted by Jeanette at The Name is Jeanette. She got us all together to do some different theme park and that type of recipe. So I'm going to be sharing with you today Disney's, it's from the Polynesian Resort. It's the Ohana Bread Pudding. So it's a pretty famously known bread pudding that they serve there. It's really delicious. So I hope y'all enjoy this. Make sure you check out Jeanette's channel as well as the playlist linked below. I'll have all that in the description box for you. And of course I'll have the recipes and everything linked below for you too. So let's get into this video. So the first thing we're going to do for this recipe is go ahead and cube up our rolls. So I'm using the Hawaiian rolls here, and I'm just going to get those cubed up and put in a bowl. While I'm doing that, I do want to ask, have any of y'all been to Disney World or Disneyland or any other of the Disney parks? I'd love to know. It is like our favorite place to go on vacation like that. So I definitely love to know if you like it as much as we do too. Let me know down in the comments. But we're going to go ahead and get started kind of on our custard mix. And that is going to be some eggs and some sugar and some milk. Now, I'm using my Ninja cup for this because I've learned that that seems to blend everything really, really good and get all the spices and things like that intermixed well. However, everything wouldn't fit in my Ninja, so what I did was put most of it in there, and I'll go ahead and add the rest of the milk to it once we get that blended. But I wanted to get those eggs like really mixed in really well, as well as, I forgot to mention earlier, but there was cinnamon and nutmeg also in there. Now, even if you haven't been to Disney and been to the Polynesian Resort and had this bread pudding, are you a bread pudding fan? My daughter loves bread pudding. I'm more on the fence about it. I like it when it's a little drier. She likes it when it's a little more custardy. And this one actually turned out a lot more custardy. By the way, that was some crushed pineapple going in there. And we're just going to mix that with the rest of that milk and the rest of the custard mixture. And then we're going to pour that on top of our like cubed bread. But this one, actually, I got worried. You'll see in a minute, there's actually quite a bit of liquid, and I had never made this before, so I started thinking, oh no, what if it doesn't work? But it did work out just fine. Now, I will tell you, this was definitely a more custardy. My daughter was tickled to death because she loves it that way. I'm the one that prefers probably just the outer edges that are a little more done. So just keep in mind that if you don't like it, if you'd prefer it maybe being a little more dry, I would cut back on that liquid some. Now I'm just gonna let this sit at the counter for just a few minutes to soak in some of that liquid, and then we're going to bake it in the oven. And here it is fully cooked. Mine did take quite a bit of time to cook because of all that liquid, so just keep that in mind as well. I think it probably took at least an hour and 10 minutes, if not an hour and 20 minutes. So now we're going to get started on our, I guess it would kind of be like a bananas Foster sauce. So I've got some banana that I'm slicing up, and then we're going to get started on kind of like the caramel part of that. And I had never made homemade caramel, but oh my word, it is so good. And honestly, it's super easy. It just takes a little bit of time. So I've got some salted butter going in here, and then we're going to add in some sugar and some corn syrup, and we're going to bring that to a boil. Now, once that comes to a boil, we're going to go ahead and slowly add in our heavy cream. You want to add it in slowly because you want to keep that boil going. Mine did kind of stop boiling at one point. I kind of paused for a second, but it worked out fine. So if that happens to you, I think it'll be fine. And you're just going to bring it back to a boil once that heavy cream is in there, if yours does stop, you know, like mine did. And then you're just going to cook it for about 10 to 15 minutes. You want it to get to the soft ball stage, which is about 235 degrees. So you definitely need a thermometer, or I believe you can check it in water if you've done that before. If you haven't, you could probably look that up online and see what it's supposed to look like in water. But I did pull mine like around, I think, 232. I felt like it was getting thick enough that, you know, it was okay, and that it was perfectly fine. So I think you got a little leeway there. I'm not very experienced with making candy, so that's just my opinion on what happened with ours. But this sauce was so amazing. I can't even tell you. It was like really, really good, especially on the bread pudding. So delicious. We have so many fun family memories from Disney. We went on a few trips throughout the kids' lifetime so far, and I hope one day we can go again. But it is just so much, like, all of us just enjoy it so much. So it was really fun to recreate something like this at home and enjoy a little Disney dining at home. So now once this got finished, you're going to actually, or the sauce, you're going to actually remove that from the heat, and then you can add in your bananas and get them warmed through. This sauce would also be amazing on waffles or pancakes or anything like that too. In case you're not a bread pudding fan, you might want to make that sauce. So I'm just getting out a piece here. We're going to plate it up. Don't forget to check out the playlist. I'm so excited to see what everybody's come up with. I know there's going to be plenty of great recipes. So there's lots of awesome creators joining this collab. So make sure you check out that playlist as well as Jeanette's channel. I'll have all that information linked below in the description box. And here we're just going to top it with a little bit of ice cream. You can also do whipped cream if you're not an ice cream fan. And then, of course, some of that delicious sauce, y'all. This was amazing. I hope you make it. It really wasn't difficult at all. The sauce just took a little bit of time. And other than that, it was super simple. Thank y'all so much for joining me today. If you've enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate if you'd give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, I'd love it if you'd hit that subscribe button and join my YouTube family. I hope you're having a blessed day wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next one.